Well, there we go. That really helps. I've been on mute for a minute and a half. Sorry, guys. Welcome along. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting us know, Jaya. Good to have you there. That is a rookie error if I've ever done one. But we are literally just underway. Should have the sound now. Sorry about that, guys. But we are underway in the first quarter here. We'll go back through those starting lineups. JaVale McGee, Tyler Harvey, Swakala Bullock, Todd Blanchfield, and QJ Peterson for Illawarra. They get the first bucket too. Tasmania working it around. Flow Wrestling, yeah, I am with you. I think the Hawks are going to get this one done. They get a stop on the first defensive. Swakala Bullock goes quick down court. Goes into some bodies. Can't get the bucket. Good defense there from Tiger Campbell. David Johnson and Campbell will be the keys here for Tasmania. Campbell goes to the hoop, deflects back, and gets 2 points for the home side. Now Harvey working it down the right flank. McGee sets the screen. Not very effective. They go to Blanchfield. He swings it around. Swakala Bullock dropping back. Illawarra, nothing to lose. They've beaten Tasmania twice in their 3 games so far this season. Ball over the top for McGee. Campbell fouls him, just hits the arm. And JaVale McGee will go to the free throw line. Bit of a fall from grace, a changing of the guard, and some disappointing results so far for Illawarra this season. Can they finish it with a positive? JaVale McGee averaging 24 points per game against Tasmania. He misses that first free throw. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. Make sure to get involved in those comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from, who you're cheering for. A few on each side at the moment. That's what I like in these games where they're close to split money. McGee gets his second, gives his side a lead. Let's fix that. 3-2. Hey, Russell, unfortunately we don't. They'll shut our YouTube down if we stream that. We've seen too many cases of that before. Marshall now working, driving to the edge of the lane. He gets up against QJ Peterson. Can't get it to go. Peterson pops it into the hands of Blanchfield, who comes away with it, takes it back over half court. Oklahoma City. Are you a Thunderman? Crip? I'm not even sure what to make of your name there. I'm trying to... XCX? Charlie XCX? No, sorry, going off on a tangent. Campbell. McGee bats it down. Step back from Bannon. He gets 2. Tasmania have the lead now for the first time tonight. 8 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Great to have you all tuning in. QJ Peterson working it around outside the 3-point line. Fires it across to Blanchfield, who finds a big opening before it is absolutely swatted away by Majok Dang for Tasmania. And the Jackjumpers come away with it. Majok Dang then goes into the lane. Can't get it to go, but does draw the foul. He'll go to the line for 2. There's not a lot of body about him, but he throws himself into everything. 100% does Dang. There's a beautiful block on Blanchfield there. And earned himself free throws at the other end. No, I love watching it too. I've got Illawarra in this one, Flo, but yeah, XCX. I enjoy watching it too. I know a lot of you guys can't stream it, so here we are. This is what we like to do. We'll have a look at what we do in the off season as well, but we've still got plenty of games to get through, including the FIBA break as well. Yeah, nice. I've gone low, well, not low scoring, but low margin, 1 to 10 Flow. So it's got a bit of a stoppage here. Hey, Hype. I've gone, I think somewhere around 4 to 8 points. Hey, James Dean. Yeah, around 4 to 8 points at the moment. But I just think the amount of season-ending injuries, there's some big names out for Tasmania, most notably Magnay and Hamilton. You got one of your marquees and a current Australian player both out of action. That makes it nigh on impossible to, really perform at your best. So the other thing is the motivation factor for both these sides, realistically. It's a lottery. This game doesn't change anything. The only thing Tasmania have got to play for is a bit of momentum coming into the play-in. They're going to finish 6th, which is the lowest play-in spot in the NBL. after this weekend. So they are assigned an away game to start with. Hey, shot by Joe McVeigh. All right, there we go. Thank you for joining. So yeah, I've got the Hawks. I don't think they'll blow them out because again, I don't think their motivation's there. They'll just want to chalk the win, finish their season on a high. If Tasmania do get on top here, though, in say the third quarter, they could be the side that would blow it out. So yeah, I think if Illawarra win, it's a close one. Illawarra will finish either 7th or 8th, depending on results here. So we'll wait and see, and then Tasmania will wait to see who they play. Yeah, the Hawks are 2 from 3 against them so far. I think they've won the last 2, so you're 100% right, Flo. And JaVale might have a point to prove because this might be the last time we see him in the NBL. I don't know. He's not re-signed for next year, and yeah, I'm sure they bet on something. I don't think they bet on these games though. Their contracts will get ripped up for that if they got found out. They're super vigilant on that in Australian sport. We've had players suspended for half a season in some of our sporting codes because they tipped, a friend or family member off they were playing a different position and, got first try scorer, which is equivalent of a touchdown in our sport. Majok Dang finally takes his free throws after what seemed like an age of a stoppage. 5-3, 7:43 on the clock. And hits his second as well. They lead by 3, the Jackies. They've got out to an early start. Blanchfield under pressure. Dang cops a stray elbow in the nose. JaVale McGee, a little bit of a dribble. Crossover, gives it back to Blanchfield, shovels off. QJ Peterson, step back for 3. Leaves it a little short, but finds its way in off the backboard. Ties us back up. 6 apiece. 7:18 on the clock. Peterson's been dangerous since he settled in late in this season. It took a long while to warm into the year. David Johnson, open 3. Leaves it short. Comes off the front of the rim. McGee takes it away. Hey, Captain Qantas. I do a bit of commentary, actually. It's the whole reason I won't be doing a live stream tomorrow night. I'll be commentating our state league football or soccer tomorrow night here in the northern New South Wales area. That's why I like doing this. It's good practice and good fun. Getting to chat to you guys as well. I get the best of both worlds, chatting with some people while we watch the game and doing a bit of commentary. As Illawarra drain a shot from just inside the arc. 2 points going to Tyler Harvey. All right, nice. Angel, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. Marshall for 3 for the Tassie Jackjumpers. Doesn't go. Harvey the rebound. QJ Peterson wasn't expecting that pass. They go on the move. He pulls up now. Outside the 3-point arc on the left-hand edge. Now he drives into the lane. Pops it up for JaVale McGee, who just palms the ball into the hoop. Silky touch from the big man, the former NBA champion. 10-6 Tasmania trail now. 6:10 on the clock. Nice to meet you too, Angel. Thanks for jumping on, mate. Whereabouts in the US you're watching? We're getting right to the pointy end of the season now. This is the last round of the regular season. And then next up will be the playoffs and play-ins, but that'll be after the FIBA break. Nebraska. All right. Strong college sports area. Into NBA as well. Who are our NBA teams? Going to be following the NBA. I'm a Miami Heat man, which is a bit disappointing at the moment. JaVale McGee currently has 5 points. XCX. Tiger Campbell, little switch behind the back, takes it into the lane and it drops for 2. Back to a 2-point ball game. Yep, sure can. I'll go through that at quarter time. Oh, that's nice. 2-pointer just inside the line from out on the left wing for QJ Peterson. 12-8, 5:35 on the clock. Ball out of bounds off Tasmania. Illawarra ball. Yeah, I think Nick Marsh will be in the conversation. I think realistically, you're probably looking at a Sam Menanga or a Flynn Cameron for that. Another 3-point shot for Illawarra. Doesn't go. McGee gets the rebound. Ball deflected around. Dave O'Hickey can't hold it. Tiger Campbell takes it away. JaVale McGee wants a review here. Tasmania want a review. JaVale McGee's encouraging it. %. I don't understand why Ben Simmons wouldn't. He probably wouldn't get a lot of money over here, but it's more money than he's getting not playing. Yeah, certainly agree that if I was Ben Simmons, I would be coming back over here. He'd probably get $1 million, maybe a little bit more. Probably even argue for an ownership stake in a team, I would suggest. Majok Dang now at the line. The second time tonight. Hits another one there. Gets it back to a 3-point game. I'll post a link in the chat that will give you some information if you scroll down on Wikipedia. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Ben Simmons loves the game all that much. Is half our challenge there. That's half a flaw in that thinking. Foul there, and looks like Johnny Narkle's going to go to the free throw line. 10-minute quarters, yeah, that's correct. If you pick up that link there and head to it, that tells you about the NBL final structures historically. But again, as I'll run through that at quarter time a little bit more. Illawarra definitely a chance in this game. I'm just trying to clean back up. I've lost my scoreboard, so give me 1 second. We'll catch that back up. There we go. So we're now 14-10 after Johnny Narkle hit both his free throws. 4:30 on the clock. Hey, Cubba, I'm going, I went with Illawarra from the early doors. I thought sort of between 4 to 8 points would be the end margin. Frolling's out there now for Illawarra. QJ Peterson driving in on the edge of the lane. Can't bank it in off the glass, but I'm going to have a foul. Kings, I've got my money on Illawarra, but who you want to bet on is up to you. I hold no responsibility for lost bets, just to be nice and clear. JaVale McGee is absolutely a stud. Nears, he's still got it. He's got 5 points and 3 rebounds already, and we've only played 5.5 minutes of basketball. QJ Peterson at the line for Illawarra. He's already got 4 points. Another one of the imports for Illawarra. Yeah, Tasmania are without 2 of their key players. Their best import, as Peterson hits his first free throw. Their best import in Bryce Hamilton, and one of their better bigs in Will Magnay. 2 of the key outs for them. They also got a key bench shooter gone as well with Ben Air. Second free throw goes in. 16-10. The Hawks lead. 4:07 on the clock. Dang working it wide now. Drimmick's out there. 3-point shot from Bannon. Doesn't go. Falls for Froling. Another stop for Illawarra. So far, the fouls. Give me 1 second. I'll pull that back up as Narkle goes. 3 apiece at this stage. Narkle gets another bucket for Illawarra. I think the Hawks are a good side. I think they've underperformed for a lot of the season. They should have been a team that probably fought for a play-in berth, probably finishing 5th or 6th. They're a much weaker side as they miss a bucket there, but they get away with it again. Narkle taking the rebound. They should have finished better than they did. They had a couple of injuries early in the season, but they just underperformed. There's a big three-pointer from QJ Peterson, 21-10. That's got to be a timeout, and it is. Scott Roth, the Tasmania coach, goes to call his timeout immediately when that happens. They are looking electric so far, the Hawks here. 21-10 they lead. 3:16 on the clock in his first quarter. So we can talk through now. You asked earlier about how the rounds work. I think that was you, Angel. Mate, it depends who you're on. If you're on Illawarra, I'd be riding it out at the moment. I'd be riding it out. I'm not a fan of cash outs. So the season, the teams play 33 games. So basically, there's 9 other teams in the competition. So I think they play 5 teams 4 times, and then the other 4 3 times, something like that. So yeah, so that's kind of how the regular season works. They try and match up rivals to play a bit more. And then when we get to the playoffs or the play-ins, the top 2 teams go straight through to the semi-final series. They will be, from memory, their best of 3 series, the grand final, the championship series, best of 5. The team that finishes 5th hosts the team that finishes 6th in a straight elimination game. So that's a straight play-in game. Loser is gone for the year. The team that finishes 3rd plays the team that finishes 4th. The winner of that will go straight through to a semi-final against the 2nd-ranked team. And the loser of that game will play the winner of the 5th and 6th game. I think they'll play Melbourne United. I haven't really looked at the other fixtures to work out who's most likely to win their games. But, yeah, I think Melbourne United. Perth's a better side than Melbourne United. That'll be a better result for Tasmania. And then, yeah, the winner of that play-in game then goes through to the semi-final against the first-ranked side. Bucket back for Tassie. Illawarra straight down the other end, and a foul called on Majok Dang. But I think back to the Hawks. Yeah, I think they'll be very strong next year, especially with Tyler Harvey potentially getting citizenship, which will mean he won't take up an import spot for them next year. That frees up some mobility in their squad. (21-12), 2:35 on the clock. Yeah, I think the other thing, Melbourne play Southeast Melbourne, Perth play Adelaide, so you would assume both those guys will probably lose those games as Froling takes it to the hoop. Tassie got points there as well, 23-14, 2:15 on the clock. Yeah, hopefully the finals broadcasts more broadly. Thanks, Kings. Fingers crossed. Air ball from Tasmania. Froling takes it, gives it off now to Harvey. Under 2 minutes on the clock. Froling on the side of the right-hand edge of the lane. Thinks about backing it in. Harvey for an open 3. Drains it. That is a big shot. And all of a sudden they lead by 12. They are blowing them away in this first quarter. Hey, L's Adventures. Oh, a little fumble there after he'd won it under the bucket for Dave O'Hickey. Tasmania make him pay. Bannon with a bucket. Quick break. Going to work in the paint. Illawarra. Harvey decides to go one too many times for a 3. Big collision. Play on. Peatling's down. He's taken a big hit there. Ball's just in contest, and Peatling went for it and cleaned up Brody Nunn, but came off second best. Nunn ended up underneath him. And they're going to call a foul on Brody Nunn somehow here. That's 4 fouls, both teams, Captain Qantas. Dave O'Hickey working around to Froling on the 45 outside the three-point arc. He spins his way in. Harvey wide on the right for another three-pointer. It looked like he was going to drop, but spat back out of the hoop. 1:10 on the clock, 26-16. Nice work. Bobbling around. They get the rebound there. It comes away. Bannon goes to work in the paint. Can't get it to go. Eventually, Dan Greeter's out there and takes that one. 48 seconds on the clock. Narkle. Bounce pass. Scrappy work there from Dave Hickey. Turns it over. Drimmick goes down the other end. Stoddart's out there. He's drifting across. Gives it now to David Johnson, sorry. Johnson crossover. Ball back to Bannon. 8 on the shot clock. Fires it out. Drimmick carves through. That looked like travel to me. But he gets away with it. Gets a bucket. Back to an 8-point ball game. No shot clock now. Just 15 on the clock altogether. Frolling's going to chew it down. Manage it. Gives it off now. Johnny Narkle, 4 seconds. He'll go for 3. Doesn't go. Greeter will try and get a shot away. Can't. 26-18. That's quarter time. Led by as much as 12 here, Illawarra. They have absolutely started red hot and firing. If you haven't already, guys, would love it if you could hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel. We'll have plenty more basketball action over both the playoffs for the WNBL and the NBL. And we've got some international basketball coming in the next week and a bit as the FIBA World Qualifiers are on in the coming days as well. So appreciate that. And the more that we hit subscribers, the more I can bring content to you as we continue to grow. So thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Again, let us know where you're tuning in from. A few fans from the US before is always good. And plenty of Americans tuning in. The breakdancer in the Olympics. What was her name? Ray Gun. Is that the one you're talking about, Angel? I think the nicest thing I could say is it was farcical. Tuning in from the Gong. Nice, Al. Sacramento, Isaac. Very good. Are you a Kings man, Isaac? Perth, Captain Qantas. Very good. So, Els, I'm assuming you're a Hawks fan then. You are a Kings fan, sadly, yeah. I know that feeling. The brand new Hawks Stadium. I didn't know they got a new Hawks Stadium. When did they get a new stadium? So I am from about 2 hours north of Sydney. Oh, yeah, I'm just looking it up now, Els. So they're going to redevelop Wynn Stadium. It's only just been announced last month. That's awesome. That's very exciting. Someone I know quite well through some of the commentary and stuff does a bit of court announcing and different stuffs down there and some news reporting and different other things as well as some hosting. So Robbo will be very excited about that. That's good. I like going down to Wynn. I enjoy going down there for both the rugby league and the basketball. Yeah, I'm just looking at it here. So up to 9,500. That'll be good too. That's good capacity. I'm probably gonna get you offside here, Els. I'm a Kings fan, so yeah, certainly love getting down there for games, and I like it when both Sydney and Illawarra are doing well. All right, we're underway for the second quarter, and Tasmania straight away get the early bucket. 26-20. Three-pointer straight back from Illawarra. They're not marking about QJ Peterson. What have your thoughts been, L, on QJ this year? He took a while to get going. He's up to 12 points already tonight, but yeah, it took a while to get going at the start of the season. Anthony Drimmick goes for 3 for Tassie and doesn't even get anything. It depends whether or not they re-sign JaVale. If they don't re-sign JaVale, I'd love to see Montrezl Harrell. Yeah, I think you do need a perimeter shooter to go with Harvey. But again, Harvey becoming a Citizen is going to be great for you. Another miss for Illawarra there, 29-20. Tasmania ball. Stoddart on the ball, looking to get it free for Dang. Dang, one of the nominees for 6th Man of the Year. And over the top, Dang, good shot there. Takes 2 from outside the lane. 29-22, 8:26 on the clock. Well, obviously it's played under the FIBA rules. Will McDowell-White coming back to the NBL would be huge. It's played under the FIBA rules, Isaac. That's one big difference. So 10-minute quarters, slightly different setups in terms of it. I think it's probably a touch slower paced. So that would be my big thing. Again, it's a tier down from the NBA. Every other league is, but you only got to have a look at some of these players that have come out here and done well, or players that have gone into that Next Stars program. It stacks up pretty well. I think it's one of the better comps out there. You only got to look to what we did against the really strong European teams when they came out at the start of the year. Yeah, certainly really key. Ace, hello, mate. Good to have you. Do you think McGee is a good fit for the 36ers? I just don't see. Depends again. If they keep Zylan, I think that's they're too big. And then, where do you play Isaac as well? He's not exactly someone that can shift to another position. So, yeah, I think that's. Hey, Lopez. Yeah, Tasmania is missing a couple of players, a couple of their key players, one of their imports, Bryce Hamilton, and also one of their key Aussie bigs, which is Will Magnay. Humble, I don't know, mate. If you're. Then we've got another foul going on here, have we? We do. Called on Swakala Bullock. Yeah, well, outside of Australia and New Zealand, yeah, that's correct. So you get three imports. At the moment, it's the Sydney Kings, just because they are the closest side to me. I'm 2 hours north of Sydney. So Elle, who was chatting before, she's south of Sydney, which is where the Hawks are based in Wollongong, about just over an hour south of Sydney. So yeah, the Sydney Kings. My local side in the so we've got the NBL 1, which is kind of like the G League, if you will, is the Newcastle Falcons, who used to be in the NBL many moons ago. Dan gets one of them. Yeah, I think McGee will demand some pretty big money, but Adelaide have shown they're willing to spend money, especially if they don't win the championship this year. Speaking of McGee, little bank jumper doesn't really go, but falls for Tyler Harvey. Out wide. Blanchfield for 3. That's big. They shoot well from 3, Illawarra, when they're on. 32-23. QJ Peterson leading all comers with 12 points so far. Dang. Reversing his way towards the edge of the lane. Turns around against Blanchfield. No look. Fires one up for 2. He's up to 9 points. 7:05 to go in this second quarter. Peterson at the edge of the lane. Looks to bounce it in for McGee, but mistimes it and it goes out of bounds. Jock Dang is on tonight for Tasmania. That's the thing, though. Ace is, McGee will get Bryce money, but it also might depend on going to a franchise. Like if he went to somewhere, and Brisbane's obviously got Tyrell Harrison at the moment, but, a club that's looking to rebuild, mate, do Brisbane go the double act? Do they try and get a JaVale McGee and a Montrezl Harrell and just go all out, big bodies? Best player in the NBL is a guy called Bryce Cotton, Isaac. 5-time, possibly about to be a 6-time MVP. American originally. Is now an Australian permanent resident, an Australian citizen, I think. Plays at Adelaide. He's at Perth Wildcats for a long, long time. Bannon at the line for Tasmania. Hits his first free throw. It's been foul heavy this game. Yeah, I'd definitely say that he is the best. I'd have JaVale McGee in the top 5 or 6. Kendrick Davis as well. Yeah, I bet you were, Captain Qantas. I think everyone thought. I bet you're bummed when he left. You're probably even more bummed when he then announced that he was signing with Adelaide. I think everyone, when he left, they thought he was going to go to China or Puerto Rico or somewhere and play out his days, making some cash. JaVale McGee tries to tip it in twice after a missed QJ Peterson jumper. But to not only go to another NBL team, but to your local rival, or closest rival, David Johnson does well to regather after Blanchard got the block, goes for the 3, doesn't get it. McGee keeps it in bounds, give it to Swackler Bullock off to Peterson. Yeah, he is. Mate, he's averaging like 30 RPA. PRA, sorry, RPA. That's a hospital. Swackler Bullock for 3. They are shooting some bombs from outside the arc. Yeah, I don't know whether Bryce will. It'll be interesting to see what he wants to do. I think he's probably settled in Adelaide. Ball, I was going to say Bannon drains a 3, but they've gone out of bounds just before that, Tasmania. So it'll be Illawarra ball, 5:47 on the clock. He's doing well in the NBL overall, though, JaVale Isaac. Again, he's not the sort of player we have a lot of down here. Unfortunately, my favourite NBA team is the Miami Heat, who seem to be doing everything but signing a big-name player. So when Norm Powell's your biggest player, yeah, Tassie, Tyler Harvey with another 3. Illawarra just taking the mickey, shooting from outside 3 here. Their numbers, they've got to be decent at the moment from 3-point range. 6 from 14. 7 from 15. So they're nearly 50% from 3-point. They're shooting better outside the arc than inside the arc. Another miss this time from David Johnson. JaVale McGee with another rebound. That's JaVale got 5 points and 7 rebounds. Oh dear. Mason Peatling just missed about 5 shots. JaVale McGee gets another rebound though. Tasmania get the ball back. Bannon up and around and over the top. Doesn't go. Bannon wanted the foul. Quick break to McGee's down there. And he dunks it uncontested. So that'll take him to 7 points and 8 rebounds. And Tasmania, they trail by 13. They've got work to do here. The referee got that right there. Dave O'Hickey did really well to block Bannon and put the pressure on. And Tasmania call a timeout. Yeah, I think that was our dream. I don't know what's going on with Giannis. Like, 1 minute he doesn't want to leave, next minute he does want to leave, then he doesn't want to leave. I don't think he knows. I don't know that Jar would have solved our problems though, to be fair. I don't know, and he might have cost us a chance to have a swing at Giannis later on. I think that's the interesting thing, right, Captain Qantas? They talk about Giannis going to the Warriors, and they're like, like he wants to win a championship, he wants to do this. But if he wants to win a championship, then the draft picks that are supposedly going the other way are going to be absolutely rubbish if they go really well. So, yeah, Ace, Tassie, they're just going through the motions. That was my concern here. I didn't think Illawarra would have the foot on the throat quite so much. Hey, the winner. Hiapo, you didn't like the Warriors signing KP. Why's that? Just don't think Kristaps offers enough. Oh, we've got a tech foul here too. So Wani Swakala Bullock goes and shoots a free throw. Not quite sure what's happening here. There we go. We're up to date. 4:44 on the clock. Yeah, it's an interesting one, Ace, though. Like, momentum's a funny thing too, right? Like, if you don't have momentum coming off a loss, I mean, there's a good chance they're playing someone else coming off a loss, but I would have thought, on the road, you want a bit of momentum. Tasmania have been better on the road than they have at home this year, to be fair. Got more free throws coming here, do we? No, out of bounds. Ball coming inbound from a foul. Quick ball, Nick Marshall. Oh, and he misses an open bucket. Dear, oh dear. Dave O'Hickey for Tyler Harvey. Harvey drives into lane, gives it back. Froling open for 3, doesn't take it. Harvey drives in, gives it wide. Peatling. 10 on the shot clock. Peatling with a loose pass. Johnson gets it, takes it away. Just rolls it off the outside. Gets a foul, though. Misses the bucket. Yeah, and some of those games, Captain Qantas, to be fair, they had no right in letting teams back into them. There was one of them, a late night one that we called. Whether it was Cairns or who it was, they all sort of blur into one. But my oh my, they just absolutely faded out. Them and Adelaide both, excuse the term, but they shit the bed in a lot of games. They're in strong positions. Oh, what happened there? It went a bit haywire. Let me fix that up. 28-41 should be the score. Johnson at the line again. 4:15 on the clock. No, Isaac, I haven't. The States is on the bucket list. I haven't been over there yet. So, yeah, certainly would love to get over there, get to some games. A Miami game, most notably. Hopefully, a Miami game with Giannis in the team. Yeah, that's right. They can, organise some scrimmages. Yeah, I think a lot of Aussies got into basketball around that time when they had the big three, to be fair, Isaac. But mine goes back to Alonzo Mourning. So, but I think a lot of Aussies, you tend to see that, a lot of Aussies that got into basketball in the 90s are Chicago Bulls fans. A lot of Aussies that got into basketball in the early 2000s, or 2010s were Miami Heat fans, Cleveland Cavaliers, Golden State more recently, LA Lakers. They're the successful teams that, when we did get highlights or clips or televised pieces, then that's when it was. So, Dang at the line again. Tasmania are now in the bonus. Hits that first one. Takes them to 30. People like success. There's a lot of New England Patriots fans over here too. So it was very sweet to see Seattle beat them in the Super Bowl. Catch some big GTs, Hiapo. Yeah, right. I'm not much of a fisherman myself, but I did live up in the Northern Territory for a while, and it was wonderful catching the big barras up there, the meter-long barras. Caleb Williams, yeah, no, there you go. Well, he seems to be taking the steps forward that he needs to here. We've got a timeout again, 43-31. You can get a stat check. Who you after, Trigger? You let me know who you want, and I'll fire them out to you. I've got all the stats in front. 49ers fan. They're coming to Australia next year, Isaac. They're going to play the Rams here. Your Raiders. Yeah, right. I'm a Chargers fan in the NFL. Again, I don't know why that is. I think I played as them on Madden the first couple of times I played Madden, so just stuck with them. Much for my sins. Thank God Justin Herbert can play because our O-line is horrific. Yeah, exactly right. Teams love doing that. Teams love taking a number one pick and ruining their career. I don't even know how Justin Herbert lived through this year with our O-line, to be honest. Yeah, nice, Ace. Look, mate, you've got all the intel. No, mate, I'm already a Chargers fan. I'm already a Chargers fan. My wife is a 49ers fan. She picked the 49ers as her team. I'm back underway here. Illawarra in possession. Dave Hickey reversing his way up under the hoop and lays it back for two. Still waiting for your Trigger to let me know who you need a stats check on. Bannon goes all the way, goes in and gets the and one. That helps. 45-33. Yeah, nice, Angel. Yeah, look, I'm happy we made the playoffs this year. If we can improve that O-line, we've got a lot of good pieces. How many points has McGee got? JaVale McGee's got 7 points and 7 rebounds at the moment, Trigger. Dallas fan. One of my good friends is a Dallas fan, and I've been reminding him all year how poo they are. Bannon gets the and one. 45-34, 3:17 on the clock. If you're just jumping on, guys, and you haven't already, love it if you could hit like on the video, subscribe on the channel. And like all the wonderful crew that are in here now, get involved in those comments. Don't be shy. We'll have a chat about almost anything in there. 3:03 on the clock till half time here. Illawarra leading by 11. They fire it out wide. 3-point shot from the corner for Blanchfield. Doesn't go. Dang gets the rebound off the edge of the backboard. Tiger Campbell flings it out. Johnson thinks about the three, steps across, goes for the three. Doesn't come down. Falls for Froling instead. Illawarra have got the ball. 2:37 on the clock. Illawarra getting the work done. Let me know if you need any other stats, Trigger. Little pass under the hoop for Dave O'Hickey. He flicks it back. Johnny Narkle can't reel it in. Backcourt violation. Josh Bannon. He's got 13 points at the moment. 13 points and 1 rebound. He's stacking them up. William, I will try and do that, mate. I will try and do that. It's a habit of commentating video format. So I forget that it's more of an audio here and you guys can't see. We'll certainly do that for you, mate. Not cashing out Illawarra. Got to have it. They're going to try and double it on some hockey this morning. Underneath, Illawarra with Froling. Misses. Rebound goes to Tasmania. Nick Marshall comes away with it. Bannon now for Tasmania. Driving down the court. They work it around. Bannon still in possession. I took Illawarra 1-10. Josh Bannon can't get it. It's stuck up on the hoop. Tasmania, it won't be a bucket. It'll be a jump ball. Illawarra in possession at the baseline. Hey, Isaac, no, I don't, mate. I tend to do a couple of games a week because I do a lot of commentary on the weekends and things. The weekends are hard to do. But, yeah, try and do a couple of games a week. Certainly with the basketball, I do some other sports as well at different points. Be doing a rugby league game on Friday morning, Australian time. 3-point shot. Harvey, boom, absolutely drains it on the 45-degree angle for Illawarra, and they lead by 14. The Hawks are blowing them away here. Tiger Campbell for 3. Can't get it to go. Todd Blanchard gets the rebound for Illawarra. Dave O'Hickey now for the Hawks, dribbling down court. Yeah, Ace, that makes sense. Yeah, mate, I do have a career outside of YouTube. I work in the insurance space, insurance and finance at the moment, Angel, plus do commentary and ground announcing for different sports. So for soccer and basketball and different things, I do some commentary and ground announcing. Trigger, how many points has Nick Marshall got? He has a big fat 0. 0 points for Nick Marshall so far. So now Harvey's at the line for 3 free throws for Illawarra. Yeah, look, hopefully one day I can make this media stuff into a full-time gig. That would be the dream, Angel. But I'm lucky at the moment. I've got a pretty good balance. Keeps me very busy. I've got a very patient wife as well. Harvey gets his second free throw of 3. And now he'll be up for the third one. 1:17 to go till half-time. Tyler Harvey, the third most three-pointers in the NBL this season. He gets 3 from 3 at the free throw line. And all of a sudden they lead by 17 points. Illawarra absolutely putting Tasmania to the sword here. And Tasmania look like they've resigned to the result. Bannon looking at doing. McGee's stat line. I'll get that for you in a second, Captain Qantas. Tiger Campbell. Little jumper doesn't go. Marshall gets the rebound. Bannon with the ball now for Tasmania. They fire it out. David Johnson. Jackjumpers still in the possession. 8 on the shot clock. Nick Marshall sweeping around. Deflected down by JaVale McGee. 43 seconds. I'll run through all the stats at halftime, guys. JaVale McGee goes the length and dunks that one. Oh, wrong team. Let's fix that. There we go. 19-point margin. McGee's up to 9 points and 7 rebounds. 27 seconds on the clock till half-time. As I said, I'll run the stats at half-time for you all. Bannon going to work. Goes up over McGee. He's not going to win that battle. He's big, Bannon, but he's not that big. Johnny Narkle flicks it across. McGee limping. We'll keep an eye on that as a foul is given here. Just trying to see. They were focusing on JaVale McGee limping. Just trying to see if he landed awkwardly. He looked okay coming out of that. As the next one. Javal McGee geeing up the crowd. So Dave O'Hickey will be at the free throw line for 2 free throws here to make it a 21-point lead with 13.8 seconds on the clock. Hey, Trigger, yeah, I'll go through all the points in a sec once we get to halftime, mate. We're that close to halftime now. I figure that's the best way to go about it. While that's happening, guys, if you haven't already, I'd love it if you could hit like and or subscribe, or both. That is a good question. I can tell you that in a moment, Captain Qantas. For the basketball, as I said, there'll be a rugby league one on Friday, but for the basketball, it'll probably be next week. So do a lot of the midweek ones. Hickey gets the first one, doesn't get the second. 10 seconds on the clock. Tiger Campbell's just trickling it down court. Jackjumpers at 0 from 10 from three-point range tonight. He misses that one. 3 seconds. Swakala Bullock's going to have to take a hit and hope. Banks it in, doesn't go. So 54-34 at halftime. All right, so first things first, let's go with the next live stream for basketball is scheduled to be the international games, actually, at this stage. I've got to have a look at when the WNBL finals are, Captain Qantas, but I'll be endeavouring to do the 2 Australian international games in the FIBA breaks. I think we play Philippines and Guam. Hey, William, no, I am a Sydney Kings fan, but let's have a run through the stat lines. We'll start with the Illawarra Hawks. So, Illawarra, 15 points for Tyler Harvey, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. 12 points for QJ Peterson, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. 9 points for JaVale McGee, 7 rebounds, no assists. 4 points, Wani Swakala Bullock, no rebounds, no assists. 3 points for Todd Blanchfield, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Will Hickey's got 3 points. Sorry, Dave Hickey's got 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Sam Froling, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Johnny Narkles, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. And Mason Peatling, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. On the other side, for the Tassie Jackjumpers, Majok Dang has 11 points, 2 rebounds, 0 assists. David Johnson, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Nick Marshall, 0 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Tiger Campbell, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Josh Bannon, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Anthony Drimmick, 2 points, no rebounds, no assists. And that is pretty much it in terms of any major stat lines for these 2 teams. So we're going to take a short break for halftime. We will rejoin you in about 8 minutes or so. But at halftime, it is a dominant first half from the Illawarra Hawks, headlined by 15 points for Tyler Harvey, 12 points for QJ Peterson, and 9 points for JaVale McGee, as they lead by 20 over a fairly dismal Tasmania. None from 10 from three-point range versus 8 from 18. That is the telling statistic. So we'll take a short break, as I said, and we will rejoin you very, very soon with the second half of Tasmania and Illawarra. Come to you from the MyState Bank Arena. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, get involved in those comments. While if you've got any questions, drop them in there and I will answer them when we come back from halftime. I'll see you all very soon, guys. All right, we are back, getting ready for the second half. I've remembered to turn the volume on this time, which is always a helpful start. So thank you to all of you that have already hit subscribe today and hit like. We are creeping up towards that 750 target that I want to hit by the end of the NBL season. So heading there little bit by little bit. If you haven't already, love it if you could hit like on the video, hit subscribe. We're underway in the third quarter, and Tasmania in possession. Go for a three-point shot through Johnson. Ball falls for Marshall for Tasmania. Hey, Els, good to see you still there. They're doing well, the Hawks. Marshall. Swakala Bullocks grabbed him by the wrist. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Dear, oh dear. Need to change this to the third quarter. There we go. So Marshall will go to the line. Try and chip away at this major deficit. Update in the women's NBL that's happening at the same time. Southside Flyers look like they're going to win the second game of the 3-game series. Let's go to the fart. What? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Els. Southside are leading 92-77 in the second game, which will tie up the 3-game series at 1-1. Perth Lynx booked their ticket to the championship series last night, winning their second game to win 2-0 against Bendigo. So Marshall at the line, hits his first free throw. And his second, 36-54, 22 seconds gone. 97.5 or more. Okay, well, they're on pace. It's not bad, Angel. Come on the Lynx. Captain Qantas will be up and about. Well, the good news is, if Southside can upset them, you'll have home court advantage too, Captain, if Southside can go up to Townsville on Saturday and get the win. Plus, they'll be nice and rested, the Lynx. Oh, the frat, right. Fairy Meadow, yes. I'm with you now. I was like, the fart, right. Okay, I'm with you now. I remember going to Fairy Meadow years ago for a rugby league camp, Els, and the old Waves nightclub there. And then come into Wollongong and go to the Glass House. Those are the days. Missed 3 for Illawarra. They get the rebound, but can't get the 2 to go. And then Majokdang gets a rebound for Tasmania. Tiger Campbell in possession for Tasmania. Drives into the lane, bumps off one, spins inside Harvey and gets 2 points back. They're chipping away at it. It's a big task here, but we've seen bigger leads overhauled. Let's have a look for you. JaVale, I don't think he's picked up any since halftime. No, he hasn't. He's still on 9 points. Now Illawarra. Tyler Harvey for a big 3. He was off balance when he hit it. McGee gets a rebound, pops over the top. Can't get the bucket, though. That'll take him to 9 points and 8 rebounds. 3-point shot from Marshall. Doesn't go. Tasmania now none from 12 from 3-point range. Surely one's got to hit sooner or later. Harvey thinks about the 3. But it is indeed Blanchfield getting the 2 in the end. 56-38, 8-12 on the clock. Yeah, right. That's exciting news, Ace. What? I hadn't seen that, so that's good news for Adelaide. I do like Adelaide as a place to visit. I was only there a couple of weeks ago, the Australia Day weekend. I have been to Perth, Captain Qantas. I've been, I think I went twice last year. I come over for work a little bit. I haven't been to a game over there. Foul called there. And it's going to be an inbound ball for Illawarra. Oh, sorry, for Tasmania. Johnson with the ball inbound to Marshall. Marshall driving into the lane, slips there in the end as he goes to shoot. Majokdang slides inside. Drops it back. David Johnson fires it wide. Bannon. And we're going to have a... Not sure what happened there. I think they must have gone out of bounds on the baseline. So QJ Peterson now in possession for Illawarra. Blanchfield gives it to McGee. McGee, little crossover dribble, drives into the lane. Bodies up, goes over the top, can't get it to go. Rebounds his own ball, but it's waved away. McGee gets the first of his free throws. Makes it 57-38, 19-point lead. East Coast of Australia, yeah, it is 8:41 p.m. That is correct. L's all over that. Second one missed from McGee. I was going to say Western Australia are 3 hours behind us. So just after knockoff time for Captain Qantas, 5:41 over there. PM. What time is it where you are watching XCX? As JaVale gets called back and gets his second free throw again this time. He's up to 11 points, 9 rebounds. Johnson driving in for Tasmania, up and under, 3:41 a.m. That's commitment, tuning in. We appreciate that, and hopefully we'll see you back for some more. Tassie with a miss. Get the ball back, then they hit one, so 58-40. Illawarra in possession now. They come down. It goes to Narkle, who gives it to McGee. He just walks through the middle of them all. Dear, oh dear, that's poorest defence at best. 6:45 on the clock here in the third quarter. Bannon wide now. Flick it back. Bannon and Johnson tips it in. McGee is a monster, Qantas. He is an absolute monster, and I mean that with all due respect because the man is phenomenal. Blanchfield drives into the lane, fires it back at McGee. I thought the big man was going to go for three. He throws it over the top. He misses another one. His shooting hasn't been the best tonight. He's 5 from 12. Bannon goes through and takes it to the hoop. Gets the dunk. Back to a 16-point ball game. They lead this quarter 10-6, and they still trail by 16. McGee. It's like he's playing point guard out there. Oh, he goes for the crossover, but drops it between the legs. Tyler Harvey. He bounced past it back through his own legs to Tyler Harvey to hit a three. Yeah, I would agree with you not caring. I'm not sure I'd call it Globetrotter basketball. Marshall gets 2 points. Captain Qantas, no, not well. Not well. I'm much more suited to sports that involve sheer force. I'm just a basketball fan mostly. That play just before from JaVale McGee went to do the crossover dribble, but instead of regaining it with his hand that was behind his back, he just let it go through to Tyler Harvey, who picked it up and shot three. That was silky, silky stuff. 5:30 on the clock, and there's been a foul, and QJ Peterson's at the line. Not sure what's happening. A bit of an extended delay. Here we go. QJ Peterson now at the line to further extend this, what is currently a 17-point lead. Make that an 18-point lead. I just saw your comment there, Ace, as well. Yeah, you keep getting those events, you'll certainly get plenty of votes. How many three-pointers has Harvey made? 5 from 9, XCX. 5 from 9. And Peterson gets the third of his free throws. They lead by 20 again. 100. Tazzy was playing in the NBA that would be called tanking the way they're playing. Yeah, well, lucky there's no draft picks here, Ace. As Tiger Campbell leaves one short. They're just playing a lot of one-out basketball, really. They don't have a lot of cohesion at the moment, and it does concern me. They're not going to really offer too much threat. As Froling goes the hoop and gets another two. And now lead by 22. Campbell trying to come up with something. Bannon in and over. Doesn't go. Davo Hickey takes it away. Do I watch the AFL? I do watch a bit of the AFLs. Are you an AFL fan? I am a North Melbourne fan, so yeah, that's not ideal. Narkle misses a 3 for the Hawks, but underneath is Peatling, who then takes the rebound but misses an easy bucket. What about yourself? Are you a Swans fan, L? I thought that might be the case. That makes sense. How will the Swans go this year? Well, they've signed reasonably well. So I think they're setting themselves up for a bit of an improvement, but I think it's going to be a slow process. Real changing of the guard. But while they've got my man from Newcastle, Isaac Heaney, there, they can do anything. He's a gun. I rate Isaac so highly. 68-46. It's Tasmania ball inbound in the attacking half. Yeah, I think they should ace if they get that as well, and it can be hosted in Adelaide. There'll just be another event there with live golf and all the racing and tour down under and all the other wonderful stuff. Gather round. Peatling gets blocked, gets the ball away, reaching in, going up and over. They are just blowing them away here. I really hope so, El. I hope for his sake, because he is a lovely young guy. Well, he's not all that young anymore, but he's a lovely guy. As Tasmania call a timeout here with 4:05 on the clock in the third quarter. So, yeah, I really hope that he can get a premiership at the Swans. Not that far away now until, what is it, about 3 weeks? 3 weeks tomorrow, am I right? 2 weeks tomorrow. 2 weeks tomorrow till the Swans get the season underway against Carlton. So, yeah, I think the Swans are a good shout this year for a top 4 finish, to be honest. And if my team can get out of the bottom 4, I'll be happy. Those are the sort of goals I'm setting. Staying with the Swans for 5 years. XCX, yeah, that's a possibility. That is a possibility that they'll take out some of the starters. They've already put plenty of minutes in though. Like Johnny Narkle's already played 12 minutes off the bench. You could say that, Ace. I think you'd get a lot of people arguing it, but you could say that. But yeah, Johnny Narkle's already played nearly 13 minutes. Mason Peatling's played 7.5. Sam Froling 10 minutes. So they're getting plenty of minutes through. Their rotations are quite solid already for Illawarra. Not quite so for Tasmania. Most anyone on their bench has played is Drimmick with 7.5, but he's back out there now with 4 minutes on the clock. Who is the better team? Well, Tasmania have been the better team all year, but they're absolutely out with injuries. I would suggest if you've got both these rosters at full strength, it's toss of a coin between them, but Illawarra played horribly to start the year. Does he get a 3-pointer there? That's something to come back. Johnson from out on the... Does a little spin move. Step back 3 on the right wing. 37 degrees in Perth today, Captain Qantas. My, oh my. But yeah, AO Polo, I would suggest that at full strength, if they both play at their absolute best, I would have Illawarra slightly in front. I'd have it flip of a coin if they're playing here in Tasmania. If they're playing in Wollongong, I'd have Illawarra maybe a 2-point favourite. But that is not how these two teams have played for the whole season, and it's certainly not how they're playing tonight as Dave O'Hickey gets a bucket back. 3:30 on the clock here. It'd be huge to see him come back. I don't know that we've seen a 23-point turnaround in a minute, in a quarter and a half. We saw a 20-something point turnaround earlier in the year, New Zealand versus Brisbane. And Brisbane came back from, I think, 21 points down in the second quarter. So, yeah. But, of course, guys, would really appreciate if you haven't already. I know a number of you have tonight. Hit like, hit subscribe. Oh, that's an air ball from Dave O'Hickey. Has he been fouled while he's shooting that? Surely not. Oh, it's Narkle, not Hickey. He has been. So, an absolute brick of a shot. Is he going to get... No. I don't envy you, Captain Qantas. I think it got to 35 where I am today, just outside of Newcastle. So, yeah. There we go. I'm just working out what's going on here. Looks like it'll be Jackjumpers' ball. Tasmania are going to take a timeout. They trail by 23 points here with 3:03 on the clock. Again, guys, really appreciate everyone getting in behind it tonight. It's been a good, active chat, lots of conversation here and there for who's the teams to watch for. Well, Sydney are in form at the moment, AO Polo. 10 in a row they've done. Yeah, I think Ace, I don't think he wants to give too much away at this point. I think he's accepted Scott Roth that they're just going to get the L here. He's a canny man, Scott Roth. But yeah, so back to what you were saying, AO Polo. We are looking at, and the Coaches Challenge is successful. That's what they went the timeout for. Yeah, Sydney and Adelaide are the two best teams at the moment. Adelaide a little inconsistent of late. And then probably Southeast Melbourne. I think those are the three genuine contenders. I think Perth will be there or thereabouts. I just don't think they have quite the same depth. Hey, Boo Gale. Yeah, about 2 hours. That is exactly right. Sus McNuggets. Thank you. It's a great name. I don't know if I want to know the backstory behind that, but anyway. I know it's going to be Illawarra ball after all of that, with the Coaches Challenge being successful. So Illawarra will get the ball, 72-49. That was what the time it was. I thought Tassie took the time out. Oh, hold that again. Tassie did take the time out, and Tassie have got the ball. That was a debacle. All right, Johnson now with the ball for Tasmania, 2:54. Dang dribbling in, gives it to Drimmick. Drimmick dribbles into the lane. Working around. Stoddart goes up and over and just airballs it, misses it, but he'll get 2 shots because he got clipped by Dan Greeter on the way through. Any former NBA players currently over here? Yeah, we've got JaVale McGee, 3-time NBA champion. Torrey Craig, who played about 500 games in the NBA after starting his career here in the NBL. They'd be the two most notable. I think Justin Jenkins that plays for Adelaide? Yeah, Torrey Craig and JaVale McGee both still playing. John Jenkins the third. Yeah, JaVale's playing in this game tonight, AO Polo. So he's out there tonight. Well, he's not on the court at the moment. He's having a breather. But he's got 13 points and 9 rebounds so far tonight in 15 minutes that he's been out there. So Tassie get one of their 2 free throws to make it a 22-point ball game. Davo Hickey leaves it short. The rebound taken by Drimmick. Scott Roth starting to rotate some players to Tasmania now. Marshall back to Drimmick. It's a balance too for Tasmania. Last thing you want is an injury late in this game. Ruling out a key player. They're already depleted as it is. Marshall. Drimmick again. 5 on the shot clock. Drives in. Goes over the top of Davo Hickey. Doesn't go. QJ Peterson gets the rebound. Illawarra with QJ Peterson going all the way in. Sam Froling tries to get involved. Bats it back. And we've got a foul called on Majok Dang, I think. 1:58 on the clock here in the third quarter. How many points for McGee? He's on 13. BB. 13 points, 9 rebounds for JaVale. Tyler Harvey leading all scorers with 18. QJ Peterson with 15. Sam Froling is at the line. He's got 4 points so far. He's at the free throw line. Hits the first one, make that 5 points. And he hits the second as well. 24-point lead. This is an absolute blowout. Who's my favourite team is the Sydney Kings. They are who I follow. I went to their game last weekend where they absolutely smashed Captain Qantas's Perth. How long till what game starts, mate? The basketball's happening now. We're in the third quarter. 3-point shot for Johnson doesn't go. Yeah, we're in the third quarter now. It's live now, mate. So Peatling dabs that home for Illawarra. Another 2 points for them. 1:20 on the clock. Illawarra just starting to blow them away now. Go the Swans. Yeah, so we're not showing the game, Tom. We're just commentating and keeping the scores up to date. The next live stream on any sport will be Friday morning at 6:30 a.m. my time, which will be about 3:30 your time, Captain Qantas. And it's the World Club Challenge in Rugby League. So it'll be the Brisbane Broncos playing Hull KR from the English Super League. So that's the next one for the time being. And then, yeah, we'll just see what happens with the WNBL now that it looks like. And I'll be able to confirm that in a second. Stoddart gets his first free throw. Looks like Southside, we're going to take that to a third game. Yeah, they've won 109 to 89, led by 32 points to Kayla George. Stoddart misses his second one. And that looks like Hickey's taking the rebound. Oh, my goodness. QJ Peterson's bounced the ball on his own foot. Sounds good, Captain Qantas. QJ Peterson now dribbling around, takes them all on through the lane. Layup, banks it off the glass. Illawarra just too classy at the moment. 27-point lead. 40 seconds on the clock in this third quarter. Tasmania got the cue in the rack. They've got their second stringers out there. Woodhill's out there now. Stoddart's tried to bomb a three. Absolutely missed. Take the rebound. Illawarra not even risking JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee might be done for the year. Oh, then Illawarra throw it back over the half court and back over the other end baseline. So Tasmania will get the ball at the offensive end with 19 seconds on the clock in this third quarter. Playing a little too frantically there, Illawarra. Great to have you all tuning in, though. Thank you, everyone, for getting engaged in the comments. You think Perth will tank the Adelaide game if Melbourne loses tomorrow night? So you think they want to finish 5th as opposed to 4th? Play extra games. That's tough. That's a tough path. 3-point shot for Mason Peatling. They can't miss tonight. 30-point lead on three-quarter time. That's just sold into the wounds, and the big man starts draining threes. 81-51. Let's start with Illawarra here. 18 points, Tyler Harvey. Just having a review as to whether he got the shot away. I think he did just. A little bit of doubt over whether the three-pointer counted on three-quarter time there. We'll get clarification in a moment. At the moment, it's showing 81-51. So let's go through those points. JaVale McGee, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Tyler Harvey, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Wani Swakala Bullock, 4 points, 1 rebound, no assists. Blanchfield, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. QJ Peterson, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Dave O'Hickey, 5 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Sam Froling, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Johnny Narkle, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And Mason Peatling, 9 points, allowing that 3-point accounts, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Yeah, AO Polo, you can watch on ESPN in Australia. There's not too many other countries that actually air the NBL live, unfortunately. So if you're not in Australia, it's quite hard to do. They are too. Thank you for clarifying that. I was thinking they were on equal win. So yeah, Perth can then just rest up and let Adelaide win that game. Because obviously that will mean then that Southeast Melbourne would. That's the interesting thing, isn't it? Because Perth would then play Southeast Melbourne. So you think they'd rather play Southeast Melbourne than have. Because if they win that, yeah, they're going to finish 4th. But if they beat Adelaide, Adelaide will run 3rd. That'd be interesting. So if Adelaide run 3rd, then Perth would play Adelaide again after having beaten them. So is that not an advantage for them? I think that's how it works out. Let me have a look at the ladder. Yeah, because Southeast Melbourne have got a better percentage. So if Southeast Melbourne win and then Adelaide win as well, Adelaide will go back to 2nd, possibly 1st, depending on Sydney's result. So it could depend on Sydney as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be all about country locks and stuff on the NBL YouTube channel, I think. There's supposed to be a deal with the US with doing the NBA TV app, but it doesn't seem that that's come to fruition. Let's have a run through Tasmania's scorecard. Majok Dang, 11 points. He has 4 rebounds, 0 assists. David Johnson, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Josh Bannon, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Tiger Campbell, 6 points, 2 rebounds. Nick Marshall, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And that is pretty much the card for them. Not a lot else to offer from the bench. And we are underway here in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's always an option. You can get a VPN, but then you need to pick up a KO subscription as well, or a Foxtel ESPN subscription in Australia. And already a foul in this fourth quarter, and Dan Greeter goes to the line. So, should have taken the $5, the plus 400 about Illawarra 11 plus. But anyway, Greeter gets his first free throw. 9 seconds gone in the fourth quarter. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. If you haven't already, love it if you could hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel as well. Trying to get to 750 subscribers by the end of the NBL playoffs. Ball being worked around. Woodhill gives it back now. Stoddart, I think it's all bench players out there now for Tasmania. They're not risking anything. It is indeed all bench players out there now for them, including Jacob Richards for the fourth quarter. So Tasmania's given up. QJ Peterson. There's also no JaVale McGee. Illawarra's not risking him. Sam Froling wanders his way into the lane. Can't get it to go. Archie Woodall gets the rebound. If Tassie closed shop, starting bench squad. Yeah, they've closed up. You're chasing McGee for some overs, Captain. What did you have him for? I thought he might have been a chance of hitting that 30.5, but I traded him down to my multi. Not that my multi is going to be any good, to 24.5, but I think he's at 23, which is annoying. PRA. 85-51 now. They get another bucket, Illawarra. They are just blowing this out. Just want the show. Yeah, that's fair. 3-point shot from Marshall. He's just trying his luck now. Greeter goes in. Bounces off one. Goes over another. Hits another bucket. This is demoralising. Work back around. Richards gives it now. Marshall. Stoddart. Bounce pass in. Archie Woodall with that long flowing mullet goes in, gets the bucket and the end one. So the curly mullet will go to the free throw line with 8:01 on the clock. As I said, wonderful to have you all with us. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit like on the video, hit subscribe. If you haven't jumped into those comments yet, hop in there, say hello. Everyone's a pretty friendly bunch. Yes, 34 points, Captain Qantas. Oh, make it 33. They get the free throw. Illawarra working it around now. Dan Greeter with the ball. Illawarra with a backup lineup outside of QJ Peterson. Froling dances along the baseline. Can't get it to go, but he's been fouled, so he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. 7:41 on the clock. This last quarter could drag on with these fouls. Hey, baby, David Johnson, I can get you that. Give me 1 second. 9 points and 6 rebounds for David Johnson. Yeah, it can't hurt, Ace. I think that's the thing. The bad news, Captain Qantas, JaVale's got his warm-up shirt on, but he is sitting on the sideline, so I'm not sure if that means he's about to come out of his warm-up shirt. Oh, the warm-up shirt's off. JaVale's coming back. This is not a drill. JaVale McGee's coming back into the game. Sam Froling misses his second free throw. So, I went the wrong way there. That's 88-54. So McGee will check back in a moment. Archie Woodall gets another 2 points for Tassie. 32-point game now. QJ Peterson fires the ball in underneath. Sam Froling with a dummy and decoy, then hits it up top. He's up to 90. Showtime McGee and Johnny Nark will come in as well. Good to see Johnny Nark getting minutes. I don't know, Captain Qantas, if you follow the NBL 1, but he was really good over in the NBL 1 West last year. 3-point shot for Tassie doesn't go. They're just trying to hit bombs now. They've given up hope. They're just trying to do highlight reel stuff, these kids. Dan Greta bouncing around, sliding back and forth on the left edge. Gives it to QJ Peterson. Ask Blanchfield to set a screen. Blanchfield goes the other way. Peterson for 3 and drains it off balance. They can do no wrong. Let's have a look at these 3-point stats. Illawarra are 11 from 26. Tasmania are 1 from 18. That is just wild times. They lead this quarter 12-5. 4 players in double digits for them. And Mason Peatling on 9. Showtime McGee incoming. I hope so. I hope he just starts posterising some people. What about that one the other night he did against Brisbane? Did you guys see that? Yeah, it'd be good. It's a bit like the Australia Cup, though, in that it's hard because they play in different seasons, right? And so a lot of the NBL players, they're off playing. They're either playing in the NBL 1 Ace or they're playing in, Puerto Rico or somewhere else in the off season for a window. So it's a little bit tough, I think, from that point of view. In theory, good. In practice, I'm not so sure. That is the challenge. While we're waiting for this to play out, again, love it if you could hit subscribe on the channel, guys. Trying to get to 750 subscribers by the end of the NBL season. We're well on track. Thanks to a lot of you tonight. We've hit double-digit subscribers tonight, so appreciate that. Yes, Ian Clark is, correct, as we're back in play here. There's a few others that are floating around that have played a couple of games or been in NBL systems. But yeah, as you say, they're the names that you recognise. As we've got a player down here looking for some treatment. I think even David Duke Jr. played probably about 50 games in the NBA, Captain Qantas. Brooklyn, and did he end up at San Antonio maybe a couple of seasons ago? Yeah, Ian Clark, he's been done a couple of times and just keeps on coming back. Yeah, there's certainly plenty. Matthew Dellavedova is obviously an obvious one we've overlooked, Captain Qantas. Won a championship with Cleveland, didn't he, with LeBron? I think John Jenkins, as I said, that's at Adelaide. He played 100 and something game, maybe 160, 170 games across about 5 or 6 different clubs, including some playoffs with Atlanta back in 2015-ish. There's plenty of them around. Even John Brown at Southeast Melbourne would have played in the NBA, I think, for a little while. 3-point shot from Tassie doesn't go. This is just degenerating into even worse and worse basketball as we go along here. 5:40 on the clock. Another 3 points for Illawarra. They are just absolutely blowing it up. Tyler Harvey now. There's a 3 for Tyler Harvey. Oh, you need 2 more, Angel. Yeah, I'd be confident that you'll get it. Again, JaVale McGee just laying it off, setting a moving screen. It's double teaming McGee and just leaving Harvey free. It's just taking the mickey a little bit, I think. Foul given, and Campbell goes to the line. He'll get some points back for Tasmania. What do you need to keep it under overall, though, Angel? That's the question. It's going to be the hardest part. Tyler Harvey up to 18 points. QJ Peterson at 20. Under 179.5. That's going to be tight, I think, because what are we up to now? 140, 154. So you got 25 points to work with. You might get there. JaVale keeps throwing up random hook shots from outside the lane. That'll help because he missed that. 5 minutes and 4 seconds left, AO Polo. And Tasmania have gone out of bounds. Dyson Daniels. His brother's playing for Melbourne United at the moment. Did he play for an NBL club? Of course, you know that, Captain Qantas. I don't know if he did. I know Giddy played some time. I think he played Bendigo Braves in the NBL 1, maybe. So, yeah, I think he might have played some time there. But, yeah, I don't think he played. I had the pleasure of calling Dash in the NBL 1 last year as Tasmania get fouled again and they'll go to the free throw line. Now they're just giving fouls for fun, Illawarra. 4:38 on the clock. Yeah, I think Dash is going to be interesting to see where he ends up getting drafted. They get the first free throw there. And there was some talk that he was going to be top 5. Kareem Lopez has really shot up in some of the estimations as Tassie get their second free throw. McGee just bounces off. There you go. Dremick just ends up on the turf. And then someone else, he's run over the top of 2 people and getting that. Another foul from Illawarra. I'm not sure what they're really doing here. Just playing sloppy, careless basketball. So now we've got a timeout. I think we've got a timeout. It's all over the shop at the moment. Yeah, so Kareem Lopez talking about going top 20. But no one else that I can see coming out of the next stars, because the other one would be Dash Daniels. Expected to go in the first round. So with Melbourne United's underperformance, they're looking a little light. So they reckon somewhere around 28 to 35 now. Malik Lewis is an interesting one, isn't he? He looks good at times, but other times he looks like a passenger. They obviously withdrew from last year's, so they're talking a second round pick for Lewis. So how does the foul bonus work? 5 fouls. So 5 fouls in the quarter. Yeah, that's it. Captain Qantas is all over it. 4:17 here. It's like a mosh pit there in the bloody lane as they're trying to inbound. Drimick over the top, can't go. Johnny Narkle gets the rebound. Wiley Bales out there getting some minutes for Illawarra. Good to see. He's another one to watch emerging over the next couple of years. Bales dribbling around, gives it off to McGee. McGee just waving the ball in people's face. He's taking the mickey. And just shrugs off Woodhill and takes another 2 points as he sees fit. Yeah, exactly. There you go. See, Captain Qantas, you're all over this. You're just wrapping up these comments for me. Beautiful work. I love it. Tiger Campbell gets one back. That's a nice move. 98-62. So it takes 160. 3 minutes 35 on the clock. JaVale McGee just manhandles his way down the lane, spins around, pops over the top, leaves it short. Woodhill gets the rebound, though. Melbourne needs to win by 12 points or more to move into 4th. There you go. So Perth will know exactly what's happening. So if Melbourne win by 10 and Perth lose by 10, will that do the job? That's a 3-pointer for Tasmania. That's not going to help you, Angel. Just as you say, no more scores. 3 minutes on the clock. Illawarra with the ball with Peatling. Blanchfield now. Sorry, Blanchfield, not Peatling. Comes wide to Narkle. Narkle drives into the lane, up and over. That is a nice move from Johnny Narkle. Brings up the 100 for the Hawks. It's going to be a nervy last 2 minutes, 48 seconds for you, Angel. And we've got a foul here on Narkle. I think that'll put them into the bonus. JaVale McGee sitting back down. He's grabbed another couple of points and a rebound. He's got his double-double. Sam Froling comes back in. Tiger Campbell goes to the line. 100-65, 2:43 on the clock. Campbell hits his first. That takes him up to 13 points. Yeah, the 4 to 8 points was a little bit off, Captain Qantas. Yeah, no, yeah, I remember. Don't worry. Well, they can score 30 unanswered points here. Don't worry about it. 30 unanswered points in 2 minutes 30. Don't worry about it. That's all done. Backcourt violation for Illawarra. 2:33 on the clock. It's going to be Tasmania ball. I'm like a broken clock, Captain Qantas. I'll be right about twice a day. I'm just happy I picked the right team tonight and read the tea leaves correctly. 7 on the shot clock for Tasmania. Woodhill spinning around, Froling, the big don't argue. Narkle takes it away. 2:22 on the clock. Dave Hickey, Johnny Narkle, bounces off about 6 different players out of bounds. Tasmania ball. 2:19 on the clock. When's the tiebreaker come into it? Is it after points percentage? Another miss for Tasmania. Yeah, because its overall points percentage would have to be identical for them to go to another tiebreaker, I think, under the current rankings. 3 points for Illawarra. They bomb another one in. Tassie are struggling. You don't want to know, Angel. You don't want to know. 103.67. It's getting nervy. 1:33 on the clock. You got 179.5. You got 9 points to work with in a minute 23. And Tasmania have missed a 3-pointer, so that's something. Bawali Bales on the quick break for Illawarra. Slices back across, steps back for a 2-point jumper, misses it by a long way. Both teams trying to move it quickly. Down to a minute 5. Minute 4. A minute on the clock. Tiger Campbell going to work. Fires it out. Missed 3 again for Tasmania. 103.67. 52 seconds. You might dodge the bullet and get home here, Angel. 3-pointers. 13 from 30 for Illawarra. 2 from 23 for Tasmania. Bawali Bales dances past a couple. Gives it out to Johnny Narkle. Gives it to Bales again. 7 on the shot clock. Steps back for a 2. Doesn't go. It's good news, Angel. 34 seconds on the clock. No one fouls here. You should find a way to stumble towards where you need to be. And working this around. Back to Tiger Campbell. He takes a 3-point shot and drains a big 3-pointer. That's not ideal. 20 seconds on the clock. That is a bad 3-point percentage. It's just uplifted, though. They're up to 12.5% on 3-point shooting. 3 from 24. Dave Hickey's winding the clock down. 6 on the clock. Gives it to Sam Froling. He loads up for 3. Doesn't get it. 4 seconds on the clock, and Tasmania aren't going to bother. 173, Angel. That is the end. 103 to 70. A huge win for Illawarra. Smiles all round. Tasmania meander straight off their home court. They don't want to hear from their fans. It's a disappointing showing for the Jackies fans, but as we know, they will finish in 6th place and they will wrap up there. So I'm just going to run through the points and just a couple of players who've got their double-doubles. So 21 points for Tyler Harvey, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. JaVale McGee, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, double-double for him. 20 points for QJ Peterson, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 11 points Sam Froling, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. So a double-double off the bench for the big men. So both big men getting double-doubles for Illawarra. Well done, Angel. Congratulations. For Tasmania, the notable ones, Tiger Campbell, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Josh Bannon, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Majok Dang, 11 points, 4 rebounds. And David Johnson, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate it if you do. Helps us to continue to grow this channel as we push towards 750 and then on towards 1,000 subscribers. As I said, we will be back with some finals action. We'll be back with some women's finals action as well. I look forward to seeing you on the chat. Nice and early. You're going to be in, so that's 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. my time or 6 a.m. your time, Captain Qantas? 6 a.m. your time? That'll be right at full time, mate, so jump in then. But again, yeah, we'll be enjoying the live watch along some rugby league on Friday morning Australian time. We'll be back with some more basketball, probably at some stage next week, depending on when the games are. But again, just depending on what's happening with the women's series. So no worries, Angel. Good to have you. Hopefully you've subscribed and hopefully we'll see you again, mate. But as I said, we'll be back with these final series continuing on. We're looking at more basketball, whether it's the NBL 1 or some of the other Asian and European leagues later on. Just need to work out time slots. But thank you all for tuning in. It's been great. You've been great company tonight. Some of the best we've had along the way. Look forward to seeing you all very, very soon here on the Chris McPherson Show. Thank you again.